te pudiera mentir y te diré que aquí todo va marchando muy bien, pero no es así. Esta casa.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Jorge Razo podcast, Conociendo a los Músicos, acompañado con un baterista de los mejores, my boy, I'm gonna say it in Spanish, Gabriel Doñate. All right, give a big round of applause, guys.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for
Muchas
having me.
gracias por llegarle, la neta, mucho gusto. I met you before. I met you before here in Long Beach at a little garage gig or jam out that was going on. I mentioned it prior in the other episodes también con el Ryan y Dustin, que se ponieron hasta la madre.
I think everybody did.
Everybody was drunk as fuck that day. But yeah, I met you before y hasta ahorita nos damos el gusto to really, get to know each other. And I want to thank you for coming out here, for providing me the opportunity to go ahead and get to know you better, and for the people that look up to you and actually follow you and your musical career, and for them to actually get to know you a little bit better,
I appreciate it. Thank you much for the invite, man.
No, thank you. So let's get to it.
Yeah.
¿Cuántos años tienes, compa? Y
You're starting off strong, huh?
En inglés, my bad.
However you want.
Como sea, la neta, como les he dicho antes, que se nos sale lo pinche pocho, a veces se nos olvida el inglés, se nos olvida el español, andamos para la jodida, ¿no? Pero pues, a ver, compa, como guste empezarlo, however you want to start it.
All right. Pues my name is Gabriel Doñate, and or Doñate. There's an ñ on there. Pero I'm 33 years old, basically, and been a drummer for a good while. Maybe I want to say since I was 13. So ya tengo rato.
So,
but I started with the guitar.
Oh, with the guitar.
Yeah, I started first con la guitarra. Tenía tío y mi grandpa pues que tocaban y ahí pues yo dije, I want to do that.
Te involucraste en eso. So entonces tú vienes de una familia de músicos.
Yeah, you could say son músicos.
Different instruments or usually?
I don't know. I guess they just dabbled in it. My uncle, he played the guitar. My grandpa played the accordion and guitar. They just did it for the love of it.
Never really con planes de meterse en un grupo.
No, they play church music a lot,
Okay. So you come from a church family and stuff like that. Okay, that's cool. A lot of musicians as well, se meten en esto because of their family members, because of their church, because que no había dicho también el Chepo, no había dicho que también viene de like a family church background.
Alright.
So
that's how they start off, huh?
Yeah, that's how you start off. So 13 years old, you start playing the guitar.
Yeah.
¿Qué es lo que te captó, like, aside from your family playing it, like? Is it something that he just do like, oh, I want to play that, or why do I want to play that and stuff like that?
I don't know. I guess it was just in my blood, and then I just got attracted to the music.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would see my uncle just kind of play there, and I'm like, man, what is he doing? How's he doing that? Like I want to do that. Maybe I can impress people with it, because he was impressing me at the time, So
it's fascinating.
Yeah. So I think I was just drawn to it by just being in the family.
One thing I noticed is that nunca vas a tener ese sentido como like when you're fucking enjoying the music, like there's no other feeling,
Yeah.
Maybe cada quien en su profesión pues también tienen ese mismo orgullo, ese sentimiento pues de que se siente bien chingón cuando está haciendo eso, pero para mí like no hay otro mejor feeling cuando te estás perdiendo la música, cuando te
It's you go in another world. I say you can teach somebody how to play, but you can't teach them how to feel the music. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
That kind of just comes on your own and like how you feel it, because I can feel it differently than you do.
You
know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that comes with time and that love, that passion.
For music. So how long did you start playing guitar for?
All right, so I played. It was funny because like I wanted to play instruments, so I chose a guitar because my grandpa and my uncle played it, and I told my dad, me lo fue a comprar un electric guitar in HP where they sell like all those bootleg ass instruments and shit. So I got one there, and I started playing for a cool little while. I learned how to armar los chords, what I was doing. Basically, I was mimicking songs, punk rock songs. I was doing a lot of like rock stuff back in the days.
So you didn't really learn. You learned by ear, or did you Learn how to read notes?
No, by ear, all by ear. Yeah.
I only say this because you know how to read notes on
Yeah,
on the drums.
that's actually just recent. I want to say maybe 6 years there. So I started going to college for it, and that's where they kind of taught me that.
Okay,
Prior to that, it was all just self-taught, ear, watching other people, trying to mimic.
So you start playing guitar, and then what makes you switch over to the drums?
I was a pretty bad kid in school, so I got expelled one time from Paramount Park. I'm actually from Paramount, so shout outs to Paramount.
Shout out to all the Paramount people.
And so I got expelled, and I was like a counselor, te meten en counselor para ver qué traes, and all that shit. And I remember I was tapping on the table one time, and the counselor was like, "Hey, do you play drums?" And I'm like, "Nah, just tapping away, I'm just in my head. I guess I was making music." And he's like, "Hey, I think you should." And I guess I just took it to heart, I just kind of just remembered it. I was like, "Oh, all right, maybe. A ver qué rollo." And then I go tell my dad, "Hey, you know what? I think I want to play drums now."
Fuck the guitar,
Yeah, fuck the guitar. So he's like, "You know what? I just bought you the guitar. Like, how about you show me you could play like at least 5 songs, and I'll think about it,
Entonces, ¿en cuánto rato? Like, it was just like a quick thing? Like a...
Yeah, dude, I want to say like in between maybe 4 and 5 months in between of first getting my guitar to that, you know what I mean?
Hell
like,
yeah, go, I'd be mad too.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
I'd be mad too. Like, hey, dog, I just bought your guitar. What do you mean you want to play drums? Like,
Nah, I don't know. I just came out of there. So, I solo fuimos, pues, and my dad, being a very supportive person and trying to keep me away from gangs and everything, how it is. And so he just like, all right, fuck it, I showed him how to play the 5 songs, and he said, all right.
We got your
let's
drum
go
set.
see what's up.
How was your first drum set?
It was a PDP, man. It was like a $300-$400 set from Guitar Center. I remember that. I loved it. It was my first love, and yeah, man, it was just like something else. And pues ahí empecé con like little rock groups, trying to learn how to like keep up with the band, learn what a band was, how it is to play with other people, what's the structure of a song. You know what I mean?
So you didn't go into playing any type of music then as a norteño?
No, that came way later. Way later.
So you start playing drums with all this rock music and all this stuff.
A lot of rock. We played punk and ska, and I've actually, when we were in high school, we started like a punk ska group with my homie Manny Tolochero. So as me and him started a band, and we had like some other cats there, and that's how we played music, So that's how I met Manny. I met him actually since elementary school, pero de ahí agarramos más, confianza, and we became homies, and we just became bandmates, and we just were playing like backyard shows, just for the hell of it, just to show what we got, to other bands and stuff.
Well, that's the thing about rock bands and ska bands and stuff like that. Compa, can you turn up the AC a little bit? Por favor, le encargo.
Ando sudando aquí.
Yeah, like I'm saying, that's the things about those type of bands. Compa, like the norteño scene is like very well paid. You know what I mean? Like. Because I remember when I would ask, like those fucking ska bands and rock bands, stuff like that, "Oh, how much you guys make?" I go, "Oh, we fucking just make gas money."
Like
$20
they give us
each,
beer and $50 for gas. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and $20 each, les va bien, you know what I mean? Like,
it was more of that opportunity just to show, what you got. Like, oh, this is my band. Like, listen to us, Like, it was just like the love of it, And, that's why we did it too, It was just the love of it. Like, we want to show our stuff,
Yeah, but where I'm going at is the norteño mindset is completely different.
Oh, yeah.
And like this thing is like, okay, ya empezaste a tocar, ya empezaste tu negocio,
I'm already counting.
Simón, like, and there's musicians now que apenas van empezando ya andan queriendo cobrar los pinches $100 la hora, and it's just like, boy, there's how do I explain this? You kind of gotta, there's a process, you gotta kind of suffer a little bit, to get to the, I mean, at least I did, I was really bad too, so don't look up the videos, by the way. I was looking up the videos a couple weeks ago.
No, man, I mean, igual, like, so all that norteño stuff, it actually came later. Like, I was still in rock bands, ska bands. My homie Manny, pues, se hizo, he did his own thing. He started playing and all that. And I would see him, and, I would see him play a lot. But it wasn't until one time he told me, he's like, hey, I need a drummer, you know, I don't know if you would be interested, you know, but it's norteño, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, maybe I can, you know, give it a try. He's like, you know, you'll get paid, you know. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, shit, okay. Like,
Okay, like,
you'll get
yeah.
paid? Okay, all right, let's try it out. And we tried it out, you know, had a couple gigs here and there. And I seen that you can make money. And I was like, wow, like, this is something else. Like,
Yeah, this is
like,
not the
maybe
same
I
thing.
can grow to love this.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Pero yeah, you know, de ahí se agarró, you know.
So, like I'm saying, norteño was not even in your.
Nah, but you know, like obviously being Raza, being Mexican, you know, you listen to all that shit. You know, my dad, like I said, when I was in trouble, my dad would take me to his job. Aquí te vas a sentar, cabrón, and then you just listen to all that music, and I would sing along, bro. And I was just kind
He
of,
take you to his job.
yeah, dude. He would be like, you know, you ain't going anywhere.
Yeah,
Punished, bro. Go right
you
here.
was that bad? Come on,
Dude, I was pretty bad, you know. But I told, you know, le dije, you know, my bad for being that kind of guy. He's like, you know what, you were just growing, you know, and
Yeah.
I dig it, you know, whatever. But yeah, I gave him a little hard time.
Yeah. So you started hearing like really.
Yeah, so I would just hear, you know, whatever they play, you know, whatever's on the radio, you know, you would hear it, but I wasn't into it, you know. I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna do this for a living, or I want to play this type of music. So, you know, that's how it was.
You were able to buy it? You piece of shit! You lied to me. So, yeah, you know, like now getting into this, you know, Manny obviously was the one that brought you into this. What band did you first start in the norteño scene?
Cachorros.
What?
Cachorros were, well, Mario Padilla. So they told me, like, look, listen to Mario Padilla. They told me, like, listen to some Intocable.
Nigga, I meant like, what was the first band you were in? I was like, what?
I wish.
I was like, what?
I think you meant like, what was the type of music? The first band. Well, that. No, I know. I was getting kind of shy. Like, oh,
I was like, what? Like, what the fuck?
you really in
talking
that band?
about?
You didn't even know shit about it. You were in the band already. No. So the first band, I guess you would say, así como real norteño, like was Sin Duda, Grupo Sin Duda. That was when he hit me up. That was when we were forming the band.
That was when you guys were forming the band.
We were forming. He was getting the members, so you know, happened to be the guy.
And who was the one that created Sin Duda?
What do you mean, the name or the band?
The band, like the whole band.
I guess it would say it's a little bit in between Manny and Nigel. Some guy named Nigel that was helping us out. He was like the one forming the group, but Manny was the one that gave me the call. I forgot his last name, man. But he is primo de Regulo Caro.
Okay.
I don't know if you know
Nigel, I think his Instagram is like RC.
Yeah.
Simon, I hit him up too.
Sitio Films, yeah.
Yeah, Sitio Films. Hey, saludazo, compa Nigel. So they were the ones forming the band.
Yeah, so they were the ones forming the bands. The way the name came about, we were at Tacos Guillos over there at Paramount, and we were munching. We were trying to think of a name. Hey, what should be our name? What's our name? And the song from No Doubt was playing at the time. So we're like, what about Sin Duda? Like, No Doubt. Like, we all kind of came up. We're like, hey, that's not bad. You know,
that's not bad. I mean, that's a good ass name, too.
So that kind of came around that. We heard No Doubt playing on the radio.
Prior to, you know, obviously them trying to form the band, did you guys know each other at all? Or was it something like...
No, the only person I really knew was Manny, dude, to be honest. Everybody else, I just kind of got to meet him at that point.
Yeah, because that
I'm
band,
pretty sure Manny knew everybody else. But
that band, musicazo. Hasta la fecha, pues está Manito Loche, obviously. Pinche musicazo.
Arturo, Bobby,
shout out to Bobby. Dominantillo, shout out to you, my boy, que viene siendo la segunda voz to Regulo.
Yep.
You know, so I mean, these guys were musicians. You know what I mean? You as well, compa.
Gracias.
But igual Bobby started playing with Kevin.
Yeah.
And he was touring with him for a while. Domi, Regulo, obviously. Well, you started, you know, gigging with. Did you continue with Regulo or?
No, I really didn't do much with Regulo. I mean, I helped him out like maybe here and there, but not like something permanent or nothing.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like we did a song together and all that. But Domi was the only one that was kind of like involved with that. And when we were in Sin Duda, he was kind of like back and forth with Regulo and us. And then he kind of just like...
Okay, so you guys have Sin Duda. Is that the only grupo that you had been a part of till then? Like just Sin Duda, or were you still helping other people out? And
I was doing a lot more freelancing. Sin Duda broke up, and yeah, I was just freelancing. Like I remember, I was scared for like one time, like I don't, playing with new musicians. I'm like,
Yeah.
I remember I would call Manny and be like, "Hey, wait, cállate to my gig, like help me out here."
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't know the cambios, or like I wouldn't know a lot. I would just follow whoever was there.
Como
and
quien dice,
listen,
leading
hey,
and
or
shit
they
like-
give you the cut. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm no.
Yeah.
But nah,
The
I think-
famoso.
yeah. I think Grupo Sin Duda was like one of the main bands that I say that I was in like that. And after that, it was helping solistas or just freelancing.
After Sin Duda breaks up and you start freelancing, what was the second, or what was a bigger name that you started helping out from there?
Adriel Favela was one of them. I remember that. Played with a lot of cool musicians. That's where I met Brian from Hombres de Ley. I met Omar from Los Muchachos. I met a couple cool cats from there. Nelson, I think, played a little bit on that one. I don't know if Nelson, he plays with you. Accordion.
Oh, he used to play with me.
Oh, he don't play with you.
yeah. I don't play with them. The
All right.
agrupación no more.
Yeah.
Another
Okay.
serie. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's I got to meet a couple people like that. And man, it's just been so far along that I helped. God, who else did I help? A couple cats, man. I just not coming up to the mind right now.
No, definitely. I mean, it's a gang load of musicians,
Yeah,
compa,
yeah.
la neta, and this whole area out here, it's como dice aquel cabrón, is infested with fucking with músicos, dice el pinche gas. But there's so many good musicians out here,
Dude,
compa.
there's a lot. I think LA has one of the biggest range of badass musicals, and like I'm not to like put down anybody else, or any other cities, but like there's a bunch of badass musicals out here, dude.
And you actually tour and stuff like that. You obviously see different type of musicians, but do you see like the LA has like one certain style of playing as opposed to other states and stuff like that?
Yeah, I can see
Like
that.
the people in California have like one style, because what I've noticed is that I don't want to say people do like the same arreglos or same whatever, but they tend to carry a same kind of style,
Well, it's because everybody's kind of influenced off everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, see, I was influenced a lot by like Pulpo and stuff like that. And you watch them play, and you want to kind of copy them, but you also want to make it your own. So I can kind of see where that kind of comes from. The little influence.
as far as that little influence and shit like that,
the
yeah.
influence. Pero pues, como es like everybody kind of copies each other. Like there's a trend going on, so everybody wants to hop on
Yeah.
that trend, and then that's what kind of gets everybody to play the same way in a way.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, what's your thought about that?
I mean, shit. If you want to go for it, get your money. But it kind of does downgrade a lot of the music. You have like a bunch of bands right now playing like Canelos, and it's just like, okay, it's bad, but then there's this other band that just sounds just like you guys. So it's like, how do you guys stand apart from that?
That makes sense.
But to each their own.
Yeah,
To
definitely,
each their own.
definitely.
I don't put down.
And I get exactly what you're saying, where it does make sense. Like, they're gonna hire this band because it sounds like Canelos or because they sound like that, and it's like, okay, the next band over is the same. Where do you guys distinguish?
Yeah.
And a lot of the voices, excuse me, a lot of the voices también, they're pretty similar.
Yeah.
It's not to say they're not good, not to say they're played
they're
out, not to say
they're
nothing,
solid, dude.
because there's some solid ass
They're
freaking
solid.
dudes. But that's where you go like, okay, if you were just to not associate a name with them, not associate a person, can you really distinguish who's who? You get what I'm saying? Like what band is
you're
what
right.
band?
You're right.
Like, and again, I'm not saying it in a
No, I know. No, I don't know. I don't know if you would be able to. I mean, maybe para los arreglos. You
Yeah.
can kind of be like, oh, I know who that is.
Yeah, so like with Elección, I can distinguish the difference because of the certain arreglos que le
Yeah,
meten
Elección-
también. And then aparte la voz
Mis
de Juan, my boy, no mames,
Mi respetos, dude. They're bad. They're solid.
They're bad. Well, I can distinguish them out of the group. But
Yeah.
but like you said, if you put me three of the same type of groups, like I wouldn't really be able to like know who the hell they are.
I mean, it was the same thing with all that tumbado stuff. It's just like everybody's kind of got the same guitar sound, and same kind of thing. So you kind of have to like, all right, once that person starts singing, is like, is it this guy? Is it that guy? So I don't know. I just see a lot of people following trends, and I mean that's cool. But try to distinguish yourself a little
Now,
bit.
because you have influence from not just the norteño scene,
Yeah.
not just the rock scene, but you also have influence from jazz and all this other type of music that I watch your
Oh, thanks.
your
Huh?
Instagram stuff or your YouTube stuff, shits or I think it's the Instagram stuff. The one I see.
Probably Instagram more.
Yeah, more yeah.
More active.
But that shit is dope, bro.
Oh, gracias. Gracias.
And then like I start noticing like a different feel that you start developing and stuff like that, where you can distinguish you out of these certain these certain
That's cool.
drummers. You know what I mean?
That's the plan.
Yeah, and so like, how do you feel about like those musicians that kind of stay in pocket? You know what I mean? Like not really try to.
You know what? I actually like those kind of, I guess, musicians that are in pocket, because eso es lo que te va a pagar. Like that's, for me, pocket is everything.
Yeah.
And if you're going around doing adornos everywhere when the singer's singing, and this,
Yeah.
because that's how I had to learn. I had to learn the bad way, man.
Yeah.
One of my first gigs was like, I was playing. I'm coming from like a rock setting. I'm doing all these pinches platillas. And I get like an accordion player going like this.
And you're thinking you're the shit right now.
Hey,
you know?
you're just trying to vibe with them,
Yeah. Two, three.
Little beer.
Dos por favor, compa. And but that's because when I don't know if it's when you started, but cuando estás pegando regulo, cuando estás pegando eso, obviously you would want to, like you said, be influenced by like pulpo and shit like that.
Yeah.
So you'd hear the cymbals, you hear all that shit, and you're like, oh, you gotta put more platillo, or you gotta put more adorno.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Hey, but isn't that what it is?
Well, yeah, because like at that time it was what is it, corridos progresivos? Yeah, that's why I don't talk Spanish. I can start doing that.
This is why we decided to switch it over to English.
Ese pinche pocho. No.
No, I got those comments, compa, not even true.
But yeah, so you go to that and you listen to that, and at the time you're trying to like mimic that, or even just trying to copy that, I guess, in a way where you doing your own thing. Y pues sí, tú crees que estás haciendo algo bien, and nah, bro, you're fucking the whole thing.
But do you think we're looking at them now as how the older musicians would look at us then?
I think so.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I think about that a lot too. Like,
yeah,
like, we're the old cats now. Like,
yeah, I've been thinking about that real recently. Like just like fuck, maybe we shouldn't really be too rough. Maybe try to corregir a little bit. Try to say, hey man, like this would sound a little better. Excuse me.
Well, see, that's why I do what I do on Instagram is, and even on YouTube. Like I'll put videos out of like how to do fills and all this. Because at the time I didn't have nobody to kind of teach me, and I would ask somebody to teach me, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, Kyle, way," and they would never show up, or it was never, would never come through. So I'm thinking about younger me, like, hey, how do you do that? Oh, well, here's that video. You know what I mean?
So you think it's real important, for the more experienced musicians to kind of take that big brother role and
yeah, man. I mean, music is to be shared, and there's always going to be newer cats coming out better than you, and there's always going to be people wanting to learn. So yeah, I feel like pass it down, pass everything that you kind of know down. Don't be, because I've noticed that like a lot of old heads didn't like doing that. They didn't hey, showing you this or that. Oh, if I struggled, like you got to struggle too, and I get that. But then you get that like you're gonna have these other musicians kind of come up maybe the wrong way, or a way you don't like it, or I don't know, whatever it is. But if you kind of show them the way, all right.
I like what you said there, compa, la neta. Like if I struggle, you kind of gotta struggle too. But it's just like, cause obviously you don't really learn 100% unless you figure it out on your own, kind of. Sometimes. But sometimes it's a huge help, if you kind of guide them in the right way type thing.
Yeah.
As opposed to just fucking let them find their own way completely. You know what I mean? Again, when I started, puro pinche arreglo, thinking the arreglos were the shit, you know.
You're badass, huh?
Yeah, sintiéndome la gran, you know.
Yeah.
Because I was going up and down the fucking fretboard and shit like that, and it's just like, if I would have had somebody like calm me down earlier, like early on, to be like, hey, like, you know, chill the fuck out, learn this, and you know, keep it basic, fucking, and that's gonna make it sound a lot better. Then I think I would have been a better musician because I would have had more time to truly develop as a musician.
I agree.
And I didn't really. It's really hard to fucking quitarte las mañas.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially the bad ones.
Especially the bad ones, you know? So, like, cuando empecé, like, haciendo desmadre y medio, and then when I fucking finally, like, got sat down, like, hey, this shit is sounding bad, like, work on this, I would still try to go back to metiéndole desmadre, and it's just like, fuck, it's really hard to set you straight when you're already on a curved path, you get what I'm saying?
I'm just so used to it.
Now, I wanted to talk to you about you on the drums, obviously, but how you started reading music as opposed to just playing así a lo lírico.
Reading music, that actually barely happened in 2016. I decided to go to college, I guess you could say, for it, at a school in Hollywood named Musicians Institute. And I mean, me coming as a person just from, you know, playing by ear, by just watching, it was a big ass like eye opener. Like, it made me feel like I didn't know shit about anything that I knew, you know. But it was cool because it you know, it humbles you and it makes you like want to get better, and so then like learning all those notes is just like it gets intimidating, but it's kind of like reading a new language, like learning how to read these new words, or these, you know how it is. Yeah. So. So it's like, all right, you read these new words, and then it helps you out. And for me, it helped me out to kind of know what I was doing with my instrument, you know, to see what you're doing, or, you know, like, oh, this guy's doing a redoble or something, you know, he's doing a triplet, he's doing a whatever it is. I can hear it now, and it helps me now as a musician.
Definitely. And we're going back to old mañas, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, so that's kind of helping me break those old
mañas,
even though I still held a lot of them.
No, I mean, you know, obviously nunca se te van a quitar unas de
sí.
But when I'm, like I said, when I'm watching your videos, you know, like I see you reading, jamming and shit like that, and I'm just like, wow, like this is it's dope actually seeing this transpire, you know what I mean? Like you actually fucking reading and fucking feeling the music, aparte de eso, trying to fucking, you know, I don't know, to me, it's pretty cool. I mean, también because I don't know how to read music. So I'm pretty sure if I ever, you know, start reading music and stuff like that, I'll find more connections to music with, you know, like it's just...
it helps a lot. I mean, that's cool. La neta que sí me ayudó. It made me, like, be able to hear, you're on tercera now. Oh, he's on tercera, so he's going to go over here, whatever. You know, it hooks you up, and then it teaches you how to, like, be a musician, as in, like, you can start making your own flyers. You can start, you know, like, recording yourself. They teach you all that, and so that's what's cool about it, because they teach you how to become an independent
So what was the
musician.
reason for you going into that?
Like I said, I just wanted to master my craft. I wanted to know what I was doing. I wanted to kind of set myself apart from, like you're saying, all these other people doing the same thing, sounding the same. And I wanted to kind of show, like, si se puede hacer algo más, you know, en esta música, no nomás, you know.
Is that like a college, or is that like
yeah, it's a college.
It's a college, so it's just like you have
so it comes out of my pocket.
But it's like a fucking, como que dice, like a Long Beach City College type shit.
Yeah. So they give you homework, they give you quizzes, they give you all that, but it's all music, you know, oriented. It's all revolving around that. So some days I'll have like an ear training test where you're just like, all right, what are the intervals on this? And you just like, you gotta listen or whatever, or you gotta like a piece of sheet music, and they, all right, go ahead. You know, play it.
Yeah,
hear it.
Yeah, and you touched a little bit on it, you know, saying like it's humbling, but like, how does it feel to like start from zero again? You know what I mean? Like start from obviously not from zero, you know, like obviously not from, because when you start from zero, you have no instrument, you have no fucking sort of a background knowledge or whatever. But getting back to it, you really don't know anything. Como quien dice.
Yeah, yeah. It kind of made me feel like a beginner again. But I liked it because I kind of like the challenge, you know,
Yeah.
kind of starting from the bottom and see where you come. Like say 6 years later, how far you've come, you know,
Yeah.
and how bad you can become if you really put your studies to it, you know. Pero eso like. Por mí eso like sí te ayuda, güey, pero no te va a hacer, you know. It's not gonna
Yeah,
make
yeah,
you, you know what
yeah.
I mean? Like I told you, like the feel thing, they didn't teach me how to feel
Yeah.
music, you know what I mean? Like
You just
yeah,
have
so
that,
that kind of
yeah.
comes with you or how you feel it, and but I mean it was I was fortunate to go and learn. Still going actually. So I'm just trying to finish.
So aside from them teaching you how to read, obviously, not read, but you know, what I
Yeah,
mean,
music,
read
yeah.
music.
Music notes.
Aside from them teaching you how to read music, make your own flyers. What other thing does it offer?
So they teach you how to like play piano, like kind of like basic, know all your scales. They teach you harmony and theory, kind of know like basically what's the like the theory. So it's like what is this for, and why is this here, and why does this go this way, and you know why do we have this progression this way? So it makes you understand music a lot more. So they teach you how to record yourself. So they teach you like Logic and Pro Tools, all that. They teach
All
you.
that
They
stuff.
teach you it all, like the well-rounded musician for you to go ahead and do your thing. You know what I mean? Don't have to ask
Wow.
somebody. They teach you music business. Like they'll teach you like the basic of it. You know, like hey, copyright your shit and you can make a publishing company and you know all this cool stuff that you
Okay,
really need to know.
I'm gonna have to ask you a couple of
No,
things.
yeah, no
because,
worries. Yeah. I try to hook. You know, I do really try to hook up a lot of the homies. Like if I see them like getting, you know, escribir and componer y todo eso, like, and I tell them, hey, make sure to copyright your stuff, you know, and once you get it out, you know, sign up to a BMI or ASCAP, whatever it is, so you can get paid, you know. And I don't know if you know Gio. He was in God, what was that band name? I forgot the band.
Gio. Not Gio behind the cameras.
No,
already.
no,
Not
I just
that
met him
shit.
today, man. But
He walks in. He goes, "It's good to finally put a name. To
yeah,
a
no,
face to a name." He goes,
I
"I
was
keep
here,
hearing
hey,
Gio,
Gio.
Gio,
Gio in the
fucking."
back. Hey, Gio, ¿qué?
Le enfado a la verga.
No. Oh yeah, man.
So yeah, so you helped
So
that.
yeah, so I mean, right now he was locked up, or he still is. But he was still writing, you know. And
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure maybe he can get some money in the pen, you know, or something. So I was like, I told him, you know, hey, ponte trucha, güey, ponte esto y haz esto.
Can you do that from inside, like,
It's a process, but you can.
or maybe you can
You can
have somebody? do
yeah,
it for
so you
type
basically
thing?
have somebody you can like kind of gather your income in a way and kind of put it in your books or whatever, whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
But it's possible.
Okay. Take care of you guys in the pin, guys. Now, you being a well-rounded musician, you know, being able to, you know, learn the business aspect of it, to actually learn how to read, how to manage all of this stuff. What are your plans for the future for yourself? I know. Oh, sorry. I know now you're. My bad. I know now you're a musician. Que acompaña a big name artist, Omar Ruiz.
Yeah.
But what is your plan?
My plan, right now I'm in the works of just maybe teaching the youth, like you said, maybe passing it down, trying to be a teacher, and then kind of just be involved in the music business, you know, like I don't want to get a job where I'm hating it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to get something where I'm like, all right, you know, I'll enjoy it while making money and still be involved in music, you know?
So did you go into this maybe hoping to get like a teaching job for like a
No,
band
not
or-
in the beginning, no.
Yeah.
It kind of just came about in the beginning. Like I said, I just wanted to be a badass.
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to know how to, you know, do what I couldn't do. And but now it's like I grew a new love, you know, and it's like I see other people and I like struggling or whatever, and I want to help, you know.
Yeah.
I guess that's just how I am. But
Now, do you plan on going into like the school district and like applying for jobs and stuff like that, or do you plan on like just doing like an outside thing?
yeah, school for sure. I know for a fact I'm gonna teach right there at MI. But hopefully in a district, yeah, it's a lot stricter and they teach a lot more like classical stuff. So
Yeah.
maybe, but
Shout out to my what was it, middle school orchestra teacher, Mr. Fitzgerald.
Oh,
I
right.
doubt you'll see this shit, my boy, but
Never know.
shout out to you, man. He was actually the ones that was trip out. I used to actually learned how to read the tololoche, stand up bass.
Upright, right?
Upright, stand up, whatever.
No, that's probably what they called it.
Yeah. So I would actually read notes. We would play classical music like that. Little concerts here in middle school. From 6th to 8th grade is what when I was playing. But I think I developed a feel really. Obviously, when I was younger, like I had a feel for music, but like learning how to play is when you develop an even more concrete feel, if you know what I'm saying. Because like I could keep a tempo, I could keep a beat, but like actually like
it's not really when you're playing with other people. Is when you kind of like
Simon.
All right, this is how you do it.
So like in middle school, I really developed and got into music, and then I fucking got out of it, and then I got back into it in high school and shit like that.
I always wanted to do music when I was like
forgot how to read.
Elementary and high school, but I was one of those where I had to take like LED classes and shit. Mm-hmm. They take away your elective. You know what I mean? So like, I could never do band or nothing, and I wanted to, but
they'd pick your electives for you, my boy. Yeah, you had to go.
I gotta learn English.
Now, compa, let's get a little bit into you now with touring with Omar Ruiz.
Oh, yeah.
How is that?
It's fun, man. It's fun. There's not a better feeling than touring with your friends that you genuinely like get along with and can kind of like joke around and kind of just shoot the shit,
So the whole band, or
the whole band, like we all get it, like everybody gets along.
Like with Omar Ruiz as well.
Management, Omar, the band, like staff, like we all just
Because you get those horror stories, like
I've been in a couple of them.
Oh, you've been in a couple. We're not gonna name names, but I mean, fuck it. If you want to go ahead, if you want to go ahead and name one, my boy, let me know. No. But I've heard instances of where the people are not happy with the actual artist because, it's not a good experience for them.
Artists or sometimes just players, like they just don't vibe with you or whatever it is. Like you're probably like the new one there, and they just kind of like treat you like shit, or just kind of like, this is probably gonna be out in a couple weeks or whatever.
Like fuck that dude,
But it's cool because like in this band, like when we get a gig, like I'm down, like I'm like, all right, I want to go see the homies. Like it's like kind of kicking it with the homies, but you gotta go work too. So like it's cool. I don't mind it. I really dig it.
And like obviously the whole experiences as well. Like what are the best experiences that you've had in La Agrupación esa?
The best experience? Wow, it's a good one. I don't know, man. Just playing them big stages and just kind of jamming on top.
Or what do you love more about being able to play with a big artist like that?
Sometimes the regalías come through. You just kind of like kicking it and somebody just brings whatever, and you just chilling with them, and it's cool to kind of get recognized and kind of like have people kind of like around you and all that, and dig your music and go to your shows and all that. But I mean something like that, or just getting to know other people. I mean, like when you're on tour and you get to see other bands and you just probably never met them.
Yeah.
And you're like, what's up? I play with this guy. Oh, I know who you play with. That's pretty cool. It's kind of getting around there and networking. You can say.
Definitely. Yeah. Networking is one of the big ones.
So that's the cool part of that.
How did you get this opportunity to go with Omar Ruiz?
So I was just working one day, and there was this drummer called Kiwi. I don't know if you've heard of Kiwi.
I've heard of Kiwi the drummer. Yes.
Shout outs Kiwi.
Shout out to you, compa.
And that he hit me up, and he's like, "Hey, this guy's looking for a drummer. We used to play with him, but we have our own thing. But if you want, you could try out. And I think they're gonna go on tour. I think one of his songs blowing up. But at that time, it was El Quesito that was blowing up.
Okay. Damn, compa, so you got in there.
Yeah.
Al pleno queso, my boy.
So I remember I hit him up, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna have rehearsals these days. Come on through." I went, and I remember they were like trying to show me the changes and all that. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. Let's just go through it. Y a ver qué sale, pues. And we would play, and they were kind of surprised, like, I can keep up, you know? But it's just, like, one of those things where, like, you listen to the voice. If you hear the voice kind of going this way, you know it's going to go that way or whatever. And I was just keeping up, and they were kind of like, all right, cool. And I don't know. That's just how it kind of happened. They just said, do you want to join? Okay, let's do it.
Now, how do I explain this? A lot of the times, when you get into a new agrupación, you're expecting, fuck, I can't. How do you say this? What? Oh, they come over here. Like, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, compa. So getting back into our conversation and shit. Sorry, we took a little lunch break. Andamos sin comer, la neta. So let's talk a little bit more about, the touring and stuff like that.
All right.
What I really wanted to, talk to you and stuff about was like, what has been like the biggest venue that like you were like in awe, like fuck, I'm here at this place.
I think we were just talking about this just the other day, the Microsoft Theater. That shit was pretty cool.
Microsoft Theater is here in LA, right?
Yeah. One of the first times that we played there, I was like, damn, this is what it's about,
How long ago was this?
Well, when Quesito was hitting, so that was like, what, like 7 years ago? 8 years ago, casi?
You been there for that long, Coma?
Nah, I actually took a little break. I was there till, 2016. And I had personal issues and with, somebody in the staff. And I just decided
you
to
got down, compa?
Nah.
Pero,
before it got to that point, I said, yeah, I'm out, you know,
yeah.
because it was getting tension, There was
Yeah.
tension there, so I was just like, I'm out, dude. There was nothing with the guys or nothing, everything was cool, but some shit happened. And so I just decided to go my own way and freelance again. And then that's when I decided to go to school.
Yeah. And no hay como estar tocando a gusto, compa, la neta, like in your agrupación. So I'm pretty sure if you fucking took the decision to get out, it was because you were uncomfortable,
Yeah, it was big.
Because I at least would think, like, if you're going to get out of a big agrupación, like Omar Ruiz, a big name and stuff like that, where you're gigging here, there, fucking, it would have to be a really big situation to not want to gig there,
Yeah.
Because también as we start playing, our big goal, a big goal of every musician is like, I want to be in a big escenario. I want to be playing with a big artist, or be a big artist or whatnot. Yeah. Is that one of the things that you really had in mind? Like, this is what I set out to do.
I guess it was in a little way. Yeah, you could say like it's a little piece of you that always wants that little spotlight or whatnot. But joining it, I didn't think that's what it was gonna be. Like that was like my first time experiencing like a band blow up. Sorry, like an artist blow up. Like them kind of like going through that phase of like, oh, a couple of people here show up at this show, and then a couple more show up in this show, and then the next time you have all these phones out, and you're just like, holy crap. So it was pretty cool to see that grow.
Did you get nervous at all with these big venues and stuff like that?
Only the like Microsoft and all that, like that big ones, because they use like badass equipment. So like anything that you play, anybody's gonna hear it.
Any little fuck up is gonna be.
So I was like, I gotta play my best. But nah, no tanto. After you do it after so many times, you play at quinces, you play at birthday parties, you see people you don't even know, and that eso se te va,
Yeah, and aparte de eso, repetition is key too in that where maybe you have the same tanda for, a couple weeks or whatnot, and switch up the tanda a little bit, but you have the same songs that you're playing. Yeah. So you're kind of a little bit more comfortable as opposed to playing in a backyard gig at a different backyard every week, where it's like they'll ask you for different songs, they'll ask you for all this stuff. Aquí en la agrupación, like Omar Ruiz, like you already have the songs that you guys play.
Yeah, like the tanda set.
Like the tanda set.
You know it by heart, you can play it with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
So it's easier, I guess you can say. It's better than when you go over there, because like when you go to privadas, you got to become that chameleon. You got to like be able to play a certain style or actually know the song también porque hay parones o hay esto hay lo otro.
Yeah, you have to
So
be.
you kind of have to be on it, and if you don't know your shit, they're gonna find out quick.
Yeah. Well, the thing también, like, I would notice that um, me as never really being, as a big name and shit like that, like, I play backyard gigs, so hay veces que I can hit up, these more known artists and accordion players, bajo sexto players and stuff like that, drummers, and I'll say, hey, come gig with me tal día, and they'll be like, yeah, for sure, we're down. And then when we're playing, they wouldn't really know the songs because they're not used to playing it.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like, oh, like, we just usually play our tanda, so
Yeah.
like this, I don't even pay attention to this song, or I don't even pay attention to this song. So it's just like, that's where you kind of see, like,
Yeah, I think that's why you should always be listening to the new stuff. Doesn't matter if you don't like it, or it doesn't matter if you don't play it. Just listen to it because there's gonna be a gig where they're gonna call it out, and you're gonna be like, you know what I mean? So just kind of like, even if you don't know it fully, like you just know that tonada, you kind of know it's está en tres cuatro. Then you know that much information.
Yeah.
That helps you go a little long way. So
yeah, and even those, like you said, even if you don't like the music, you're kind of in the.
I've played a lot of songs I don't like, trust me, but I've gotten paid, so let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, hell yeah. That's at the end of the day, this is our business. This is
Yeah.
our, like, what we have to do, to make a living and shit like that. And so now, getting to, making a living, is this what you do full time aside from school? Obviously, is it just like this is it? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. This is all I do. Musica. I do work at the school. Like I said, I got a good foot there, so I know for a fact I'll be working there until I finish. Maybe later on as a teacher, but right now just kind of working the campus. But yeah, I mean, this is what I've been doing my whole life, and I've worked. I've had a job before, but it gets hard to keep up with those two. My respetos for the people that do it. I know you do it, so it's a tough thing. You're tired constantly and stuff. But like sometimes when you're touring, having that job, sometimes it's not always there because they want you here, they want you there.
Yeah,
and
that's a big.
That's why I kind of stopped working because like if I wanted to go out and do this, sometimes I couldn't be here.
Yeah, that's the thing. The touring. I mean, I'm able to do it because all my gigs are local. Like I can work on Monday through. Even Monday through Saturday, and be able to get off of work Saturday and then
Still go straight to the tocada.
Go to get we're gonna shower and everything, but we have that ability, I know, like when we have to go far out, I gotta call off work and stuff like that. I gotta set aside my schedule so it's like, okay, I'm not getting work for this day or whatever, but touring is a whole different fucking ballgame.
Lifestyle, it's I don't know how certain people do it, but but we do it, and that's what we like to do. And if we can make enough money, and a veces if we're not touring, sale una privada, then we're there, like we're still doing what we do, but to be working like a job and doing that, yeah, my respects to you, my boy.
No, so you've gone different places. Obviously, different cities, different states. What is one of the places that you were like, damn, I love this place? Like a city or
let me see, man. I've been to a couple of spots.
Or a place that you really enjoyed.
For sure, like I like going to Mexico because it's like I love the culture and everything out there, but a veces it's not worth it going out there. And I know that sounds bad to say, but it's true.
How so?
Well, maybe the pay's not good, or you're just so much time. It's a lot more time to go to Mexico. Going deep to the parts of Mexico that are beautiful, are really nice. But I think one of the places that I've liked is Colorado, man. Especially like it depends, like if it's snowing or if it's like summer. Se mira bien, se mira bien bonito and calmado, and I like that. So, I mean, something like that, But other places, I mean, I've been to places where they don't even like our type of people, like they said. You're kind of ain't welcome around here.
Kind of ain't welcome around these parts.
Yeah. So you got your worst parts and you got your good parts.
What has been like one of the funniest things that's ever happened to you on a escenario, on a tour, on a?
Damn, that's a good question. I mean, I've had a lot of
Mishaps, maybe.
Wow. It's a good one, man.
Ones that you could talk, that you feel comfortable talking about.
Trying to remember.
Maybe
Good one.
shit your pants a little bit.
Nah, you know what? I've never gotten to that point. You know, maybe bubble guts here and there.
Bubble guts here and there.
But nah, man. I mean, I try not to drink as much, también, you know, because then I start getting all sloppy and all forgetting the songs and shit. So like, no kind of drunk stuff, but I mean, a lot of my homies have been kind of drunk and just kind of like leave their instruments and leave.
Ooh,
I'm just
shit.
like, oh, what the fuck, you know?
But after the gig is all
during
game.
the gig, bro. And
No, but what I'm saying, like after the gig, like,
pues
oh
sí.
fuck yeah, let's go,
fuck
let's
it.
drink a
Yeah,
couple
I'll drink
beers.
a couple shots here and there. I mean, they give you the shots anyways, you know, and you don't want to look like an idiot. Like, no.
Oh yeah, that's
Like,
one of the
fuck
things.
it, give it to me.
That's one of the things about this fucking thing. Is like people come up to you, oh yeah, viejo. And they're just like,
or
"No,
offer
no,
you a
no."
beer, like just give you a beer, like here.
And then I have to be like, oh, I'm driving, compa, I'm driving. I remember one time I told somebody like, oh, I don't drink, compa, and they were like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, all right, you know. This one owes me a little bit, you know, but it's just there's a lot of alcohol and all that stuff involved in this business, definitely, you know. So how is it like, you know, managing, you know, your personal life, your school life, and your tour life? What do you do to kind of keep everything intact?
I think doing all that is what helps me keep it intact. Like, I don't get too bored of one thing, so I'm always doing something different, and I think that's what helps me kind of like, you know, stay balanced in a way.
Yeah.
Like, so if I get, you know, obviously you play norteño or you play corridos, whatever, you play this music and you kind of get bored of it. So then the part of school where I'm starting to play like, you know, other type of music, that kind of takes that edge off, you know what I mean? So now I have like this. And then the personal stuff was, you know, we always going to have problems or not. So, you know, you just kind of have to learn how to deal with it. But, you know, it can get in the way. It can get in the way for sure. But just, you know, learning how to cope with that and manage your time, I think that's the best thing you can do, you know, like manage your time well and make sure you give time to everything, especially your family.
yeah, definitely. That's one of the things that I'm trying to really
because before it used to be like music first, you know, but then you start, you know, with the family or whatever, and it's kind of like, all right, that's kind of switching to maybe music second.
Yeah.
But you're still there, you know, it's still there, and you know, it's that love that you have for it that's not gonna let you dejarlo. You know, you're not gonna leave it. You know, you're gonna have that's always gonna be with you. It's always you're gonna take that everywhere. When you're a viejito, you're gonna be playing songs and shit. You're gonna
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's just like a lot of times, like in the moment, like maybe you have to work. You know what I'm saying? Like there's instances where it's like, I don't have the fucking privilege of fucking, you know, taking a couple weeks off because we want to, not like we kind of have to work sometimes. You need that, you know? We kind of need that extra fucking, like you said, this is a business, so you know you have your little extra income and stuff like that, or at least me it's more so like an extra income, but you know there's people that rely strictly on music. You know what I'm saying? And so it kind of gets in the way a little bit because, you know, the weekends, they're not ours. You know what I mean? Like the weekends
there's a lot of holidays,
holidays,
special events,
birthdays, weddings, all this stuff. And it's just like you're kind of in a situation where you're like, all right, well, I have to fucking go. Like, it's not that I want to go.
It's just learning how to cope with it, man. Like, compromise. Like, you know, either you want to go or you want to make money, and then you know you're gonna have to talk to the people that are involved with that, because I've had those moments where I'm like, I want to gig it, but you know what, I have to take this day off because this is more important. You know, I'm gonna lose out, but you know what am I gonna lose out more on these like moments or on the money? You know,
So that's where you have to really understand what really comes first and stuff like that. A couple more questions and we're out of here.
Yeah, man.
Because Gio's looking a little frustrated. Compa. I wanted to ask you, like, what's one of the consejos que le puedes dar a a musician, an upcoming musician, you know, that you think that might have benefited you when you were coming up, or that you wish that somebody actually told you, like, hey, do this or whatever.
How much time you got? Nah, I'm just kidding.
No.
Nah.
Now we gotta tell you what, compa.
I think I would say, to be honest, just obviously practice, but kind of like take your art serious. You know, put in. You know, if you have an instrument, you know, like buy new strings. You know, don't just leave them all rusty or whatever. Buy your heads. You know, like put money into it, put that love into it, and learn the fundamentals of any music you're playing. Like el base, quiero decir.
Yeah.
Learn the base of any music that you play
Yes.
or you want to play, so that you can build off on top of it. You know?
And because you're a drummer, you know that bass is
I just
key.
say base.
Yeah.
Well, I had to learn the hard way. I'm telling you, they told me like learn base, because I would do all these crazy ass things, and it wasn't until I would always ask like, what the fuck is base? Like, what are you guys talking about? I'm playing,
Yeah.
but they meant like just keep it down, like keep the pocket and.
But I never saw you as an out of.
Pues ahorita no, maybe or
No,
lately,
but, well, when the Sin Duda videos.
No, well, yeah, I think ahí le calmé un poco más, but before that, I think
Before that,
yeah.
Because when I like I said, when I saw or actually knew of you, and I don't mean to say in a disrespectful way, like it was because of the Sin Duda, and when I saw the Sin Duda videos, I was like, oh, this dude is solid. This dude is on it.
That's because they were on me about it.
Yeah,
So,
those guys were really
like Manny. I remember this guy named George. We all kind of like all these musicos lived like in this cul-de-sac, or we all hung out at this cul-de-sac, and we would always hang out, and they would always try to help me out and show me music and just basically tell me that like,
yeah, because even in those videos, I can see that the norteño is not really like.
it wasn't in me.
Like not that it's not in you, compa. Because that shit, it sounds solid, it sounds good, but it was just like you. I can tell from there, like, oh, he doesn't only play norteño. You know what I mean? Like, norteño's not like his what he's focused on. Like norteño is just like a side thing type shit. You know, like I can tell by the way you were playing. And aparte, but even then, even in the videos, like I'm telling you, the Corazón de Europel ones that you guys had taken out. My boy, I'm telling you, I fucking
that's cool, man. That's cool.
I really like the band.
Bringing the memories back.
So like the Corazón de Europel one, like you're in it, my boy. Like you're fucking hitting the what is it, like the symbol, the crash one, and then like fucking that thing that you guys do, that hold it, and then fucking you're into that shit, But again, you can tell that that this dude doesn't only do norteño music; he does something else too.
Yeah, I got that a lot. You used to be a rocker, huh? I'm like, yeah, actually, I was.
I mean, it doesn't help that you dress like a rocker too.
Yeah. Okay, man. At least I'm sticking to my roots. But yeah, I grew to love this music, machine, and I'm happy to be a part of this musicada, pues, part of this scene.
Yeah. So, what is one of the next accomplishments that you want to do with music or to have with music? What do you want to accomplish next?
I think, to be honest, I want to start my own band. Maybe get away from the playing with the artist thing.
To start your own like norteño band, to start your own rock band, to start your own.
To be honest, maybe a little bit of everything. Like I wouldn't mind being in a couple different bands, diferente música, but I think it's something I want to do. Yeah, aparte, like I do want to get into. I kind of want to step away from norteño a little bit, but like I'm always gonna have it there. But I want to get into like a little bit like pop shows or something a little bit more mainstream.
Yeah, I would no. Sorry, Ryan?
Yeah.
Fantasma, Dustin's brother.
Roma Part, yeah.
Roma Part. They have that band, Roma Part, which is really fucking. They're bad. They're bad.
He sent me the material when they first recorded. I was like, man, this is great stuff.
It's really good. And I think it's dope that he's doing that where he's just like
He's living both worlds right now.
Yeah. Simon. So he's playing norteño and he's also in his rock band and he's enjoying it. You know what I mean? He helps me out a lot with when I need the sexteto.
Ryan, right?
Ryan.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Not
Yeah,
Dustin.
you think
Dustin, yeah.
No, he helps me out a lot when he plays a sexto. When I need a sexteto. But the dude's enjoying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he even tells me himself, "Oh, I fucking love my rock band." Like this and this. I've offered him to fucking join. But he's just like he's just like, "Oh man, I'm enjoying this." I'm enjoying this a lot more, like so I think it's pretty dope. maybe you should try to involucrarle stuff like that. I know early on in the Sin Duda stuff, again, we're going back to how much of a fan I am.
That's cool.
You le metiste that one song, I Need You, Babe.
Oh, yeah.
That one? So you guys recorded that one. But
Yeah.
I kind of thought it was cool that you guys can involucrarle a different type of music to the norteño scene and stuff like that.
That was all Manny's idea.
That was Manny's idea?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
was
like-
Manny. We used to like singing those type of songs, and
yeah.
he was one
Real old
let's
school
do this. And
fucking-
we were open minded, so we're like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I think now, like, it would be cool to see a band, grupo, like, actually do more stuff like that, which I kind of wanted to do stuff like that, but I wanted to talk to you about off air about that shit,
Oh, yeah.
because I wanted to tell you something about maybe a future project
Yeah,
that I wanted,
all right,
I wanted to go
hell
ahead and do. But man, with that being said, man, I think we should call it quits. We gotta get out of here.
No, yeah.
So I want to thank you for your time, my boy. Thank
Thanks
you
for
for
having
coming
me.
out here. I appreciate sharing a little bit of your story and stuff like that. If whenever you want to ever come back on and shit like that and
Yeah, man. Just
fucking
hit me up, you know.
promote whatever you want to promote and stuff like that, that would be fucking great.
Yeah.
As far as that, is there anything that you want to promote now, like your YouTube channel and stuff like that, or have people subscribe to that, or
Yeah, I
know.
guess just the YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, whatever. It's all Gabriel Doñate Jr. So you guys look me up. You can see some material there and show me if you like it or not.
some pretty dope videos on the drums, man. Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming out here.
Thank you, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
the
Thank
call.
you. Gio, anything you want to go ahead and add? Yeah. Everything good, compadre? Everything good, Miguel? Ya estás bien pedo allá en la esquina? All right, cool, man. Well, I appreciate you coming out here. Guys, check out another episode coming up pretty soon.
Hey, thanks, man.
You want to add that? Like that at the very end?
Hey,
Um,
please do.
Hey, we kept you light work today. We didn't have to do no pointing, no nothing. So I think it was a good day for Gio. That fucking doesn't have to do too much editing. Well, we're good. All right, cool.
All right.
All right, guys, tune in, subscribe, please, to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to, you said it was Gabriel Doñate Jr. on YouTube. Subscribe there, please. Give it a big like, comment. If you guys want to see who you guys want to see on here, let us know. And yeah, tune in for the next episode.
Ahí le va con Paponi. Si te pudiera mentir, te diré que aquí todo va marchando muy bien.